Well, the main thing was we investigated a barn where invisible things were slashing animals. We killed the invisible things, but we also found evidence of large wolves that may or may not be werewolves. I think that's where we are.
That is correct. Where did you all end up?
Were we back in the tavern?
You are.
Yeah, we
We were back.
tavern to get a meal.
Kit wanted our help, but he sent glitter, so I'm not helping him until we rest. Yeah. So yeah.
Might be a good idea for everybody to take a long rest. Make sure that I would say enough time has actually passed in the real world that there's definitely enough time for everybody to long rest. And make sure you do the same thing on your character sheets as well. Click that long rest button and then click confirm just to make sure that all your spell slots and everything come back. And as you all wake up, you hear a bit of a hubbub coming from downstairs. And you know that it's the day, but unusually the sunlight you're used to kind of creeps a bit into each of your rooms, coming from the cracks in the walls of the tavern. Don't seem to be there. It seems to be a lot darker, actually. And yes, you all, I'm assuming, have left your room and have made your way, at least to gather in the main area upstairs.
Sure.
From there, that is where you all can take it away.
Ravenclaw.
Did I just hear you yell fireball?
No.
Okay. I had to make sure. I never know, you know. But yes, as you're upstairs, you hear people kind of downstairs, and it's actually sounds to be quiet. In fact, you realize that the noise you hear is almost deafening silence. And there seems to be the talking whisperings going on downstairs, and it seems to be echoing throughout the entire area because there doesn't seem to be a lot of people, as far as you can tell, actually in the tavern right now.
Well, that seems normal. What do you say we sleep in the day?
That was the world's fastest session ever. Good job, guys.
I think something is probably afoot, seeing as this is very out of the ordinary for all the taverns we've been in so far, anyway.
So you haven't
We've
been in
been
too
in a
many
lot of
taverns. You've been in
Oh
two
yeah,
taverns.
two. We've been in two.
Well, whatever. This is not the usual tavern environment,
Yeah, there you
honestly,
go.
and whatchamacallit.
Yeah, that's correct.
Second, why don't you go have a look around and let us know what's going on.
Hold on. From the person who is just, I can cast 18 fireballs.
I can
You
only do that if I'm alive.
got a good point. Okay, so how would you all like to proceed?
Let's
You're
just go
upstairs right
downstairs.
now. Downstairs sounds good. You go downstairs and you only see a couple of people, and they're actually kind of huddled together and trying to peek out the front door. And they're kind of all discussing amongst themselves. The tavern keep himself doesn't seem terribly gutted, or terribly gutted's a poor choice of words. Terribly concerned. I'm assuming that they're used to random crap happening around them all the time, especially since you adventurers made your way in more recently.
I'd like to order some coffee, please.
One coffee coming up. You get a coffee. It is uh, kind of lukewarm, but it's on the house, so you don't, I assume, care too much.
Woo.
Is there a problem with the door?
The tavern keep looks and says, "There's not a problem with the door, but there's some strangeness going on outside. I've locked the door to make sure that nothing can come in from the outside, but people seem to still be curious as to what's going on out there. I tried to carve a tiny little bolt hole into the door, and everyone seems to be trying to look through at the same time. It's kind of strange. It's very dark outside, and doesn't look like there's any storm or anything coming, but the sky seems to be turning a funny color of crimson."
Oh,
I'd like to muscle my way through and look through the hole, please.
You push some people aside, and they seem none too happy, actually. Some of them curse their way towards you at the giant turtle that is trying to use his bulk to get his way. And you place your eye at the peephole, and you look outside. And it looks really bad. It actually appears that there are lots and lots and lots of undead roaming around. And again, it's kind of morning, but it looks like it's night. And as the tavern keep had mentioned, the sky appears to almost be a crimson. You notice, actually, that as people are running away, kind of from where all the undead is, they're suddenly dropping, and they're rising up themselves as undead. And now those undead are tormenting more of the village folk, who at least at one point, I'm guessing before you all went to bed, thought that they were a bit safer now that your adventuring group was in town to help them. But yes, the undead situation seems to have accelerated quite briskly, quite quickly.
Also not normal.
Hey, y'all, we're fighting undead again.
terrific. We should go outside and figure out where we can best help, and you can lock the door behind us.
Shouldn't we formulate a plan in the safety of the inn and then go outside? Just saying.
All right,
That's probably a good
what plan would you
idea.
like?
Beats me. I just, would like to, be prepared before we're running, screaming, and fighting a bunch of zombies outside from the crimson sky that is raining them down. Or whatever.
Well, we can't really see through this little hole in the door. We go outside, we look around. Someone casts fireball like 18 times, and
Oh.
we'll see what's left.
Okay, I guess that works too.
I do have a new spell we could try too.
Of course you do.
News.
The tavern keep looks and
Holy
says,
aura.
"Certainly, just say the word, and I will buzz you on through."
Wait, what's the word?
To let us out.
And as you say that, he goes buzz, and the door opens, and you actually feel an invisible wall that almost is pushing you all out through the front door. And then it slams behind you.
Oh no.
And as soon as you get outside, you see that there are a bunch of zombies that are making their way towards you. Roll for initiative.
Initiative.
Do I have time to cast Holy Aura on us first?
Sure. Sounds like a plan.
Yay.
Oh, wow. Those are some really good rolls. I take it back.
20,
Uh,
21, and 6.
oh my god. How? You stupid zombies. Yeah, you definitely can cast a spell before anything attacks if you'd like. And it won't even be counted as part of your turn because, whoo boy, did the zombies just roll really bad for initiative. So, first we have. I really need to figure out what's going wrong with the music because it is so quiet without it. Got
I cast that on
Tekken
everybody.
and then JCP, or in this case, Gur, I should say, because Tekken's character is the same named as him. And then we have Tortuga. Then we have every other villager, and then we have the zombies. Zombies! When did you buy a reliquary?
I thought I told that's what happened to me while they were out adventuring last time.
Oh, sure. Sounds good to me. I'll accept that.
That time that Tortuga was not here, that's when he went and bought it.
Yeah, sure. We can say that. Either I said it or I'll retcon it. Either way, sounds good to me. Um. So 30-foot radius on you. Who is shedding dim light? I assume your adventuring party, Tortuga.
Yes, please. And any
Cool.
alive villagers that I can see.
Okay. So I'll say there's about 12 or so villagers that are currently glowing. And they look a little worried because they keep seeing the zombie, their friends falling down and growing up. Growing up's a poor choice of words. Falling down and getting back up is various forms of undead. And now they see themselves glowing. They seem to be a little freaked out, and it looks like they're very quickly trying to brush themselves off or get off the glow. And it seems to have caused a little bit of chaos where they're now kind of running into each other trying to get away. But you should be okay for the most part, or they should be okay for the most part. Fiend or undead hits an affected creature. Okay. So, the other creatures disadvantage. Okay, so you have hit a good bit of those zombies in there, actually. So they will have disadvantage, and it sounds like you all have advantage on saving throws now, which is fantastic. Did we just lose someone? No, we did not. Good. So yes, we start off actually with Tekken. Tekken, you have, as far as how the area is currently set up, their battle map is set up, the tavern is to everyone's back, and there are just waves and waves and waves of, in this case, zombies that are shambling around.
Okay.
And it looks like every so often a new one is created from an existing villager. Right now, there are 12 villagers that are left, and you can pick them out pretty easily because they're glowing due to Ramblin's or Tortuga's spell.
Are the surviving villagers anywhere near us, or are they pretty far out?
They're actually kind of far out because they were running away, and you notice that the undead are kind of in between y'all and the villagers.
Okay. Is the nearest surviving villager like close at all?
There is one that seems to have been stuck kind of in between the mass of zombies. And you can tell again because there seems to be a glow coming from in that area. And I would say they're probably about 25 feet away from you. Which is putting the closest zombies to you at about 20 feet.
Man, all right. I guess I'll move in that direction to attack whatever nearest zombie there is.
Cool. Go ahead and do so. There's so many of them right now. It almost seems like there is a wave, river of zombies that are just. Think whenever you see a colony of ants, kind of like that, but the zombies are just all over the place right now.
Dang it! Whatever.
You actually hit, and yeah, you hit.
Oh, nice.
That definitely hits as well.
All right.
You have now taken out two zombies, actually. The first one you hit went down. The next one that was next to that one, I assume you hit after that, has now dropped.
Oh, there it is. Okay. Use a key point and get my 2 unarmed strikes. Oh, yeah.
Nice, you hit. Cool deal. Another one drops. And perfect. Another one falls down. And as you do this, you actually have almost cut a little path right to where you see the villager that was glowing. And you notice the reason that it seems the zombies might have been ignoring them is they're robed, so they have a pretty big like burlap robe essentially on, and looks like they're face down, possibly knocked out, but they are definitely glowing from Tortuga's spell. So you can now see them, and they're definitely within touching distance at this moment. Melee range, I guess, is what I'm looking at, but I didn't want to say melee range because I doubt you want to punch them. But yeah, you are right next to one of the villagers in the mass of zombies.
So they're laying
Is there
face down,
any-
you said?
Yes.
Okay. Can I, like... And you said they're within melee range, right?
Yeah.
Can I, like, shout to them to, like, see if they can, like, respond to me or hear me? Like, hey, person that's there laying down?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I want to say something to the person and then, like, see if they respond. Just be like, hey, don't move. We're here to save you. We're killing these zombies. Everything's gonna be okay.
You hear a little voice come from beneath the ropes going, "Oh, don't you worry. I have no intention of going anywhere."
Okay.
And you see that the robes kind of shuffle a little bit.
All right, that's Oh, okay, and then I'll say Tegan's on the case, the world famous monk, world traveler extraordinaire. So, nothing to fear, citizen. And that is my turn.
Cool. I've read about you in a book. Next up, we have Gur. Gur, you saw Tekken rush ahead and kind of punch to death a few zombies in front of you. And you heard him shout at what you assume is a villager. You can see a bit of glowing in front of Tekken, so you know that there's a villager there. And then you heard him stroke his ego a little bit. So, yes, how would you like to proceed?
I guess I will fight my way to Tekken so that on our next turn we can grab people and fight our way back to the tavern.
Yeah, it sounds good.
All right.
Yeah.
It does not know. It definitely hits. And one zombie drops with that. In fact, because you have critted, you actually managed to cleave two. So You can paint that picture for us if you'd like.
Um, I just stab with my short sword and skewer two of them at once,
Nice. Zombie
and
club.
then shake off the gore and try again.
Sounds great. That hits. And you drop another one.
Oh, okay. Well, won't do that then. And then bonus action. I'm going to manifest echo this time uh, within 15 feet of me, but I'm going to manifest it backwards towards the tavern, in case we need help
Quick
there
escape.
to secure the exit.
Sounds like a plan.
And that is it.
Awesome. Tortuga, you are up. But before you go, I would like to let you know. Hold on one second while I make a couple of counters here. Put that one there. This one could just be whatever. This. Oh my gosh. On that. Where is it? There we go. Okay. So, you notice now you saw Tekken run up ahead and beat the heads in of a couple of zombies. You saw Gur run in and they shish kebabbed a few. And you notice actually, because of your fantastic perception, turtles being wise and everything, that
Yay.
on the other side of where the big wave of all these zombies are, the red sky actually almost looks like there's a little bit of a funnel cloud coming downwards and looks like it's touching down a bit of the distance past where all the zombies currently are.
God.
But yes, it is now your turn.
Hey, guys, we need to hurry. There's apparently a tornado coming.
Good news, Tekken. Tortuga's coming.
So I'm at the door of the tavern, right? And they're a little ways off.
Yeah, the closest zombies to you are about 20 feet away. So not too far away, but still a little bit of a distance.
I want to run up to where the closest zombies are.
Okay.
And do either destroy undead or turn undead, and give us a way to get back into the tavern.
Okay, cool. So you run up to the wave, and which one are you using? Destroy Undead?
It's pretty much the same thing, but yeah.
Just different
If
CR, right?
yes.
Okay. So you go ahead and use that, and what is your saving throw? Which I'm pretty sure they're going to fail, but
It is I can't find it.
actually you are level 15, right?
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
Would it be 17?
So, unless I'm mistaken, yeah, certain ones like there are just auto destroyed if they are below a certain rank, based off
If
of your
they're
current
below
level.
CR3.
Yep. Yeah, actually CR3 or lower in this case. So you walk up. Go ahead and paint us the picture of how this looks, and then I will describe what ends up happening.
I will see the villager in trouble, and my blood starts to boil with anger at these undead abominations. So I run up and I lift up my mighty lighter and I flick it, and it bursts into flames. And then what happens?
Okay. So as these burst into flame, you notice your lighter, essentially, your holy relic, as it were, cuts a path through these zombies. They just dust instantly. Whoosh. And actually, it creates a path straight through the this wave initially. Now, it doesn't last very long because it kind of parted the sea of zombies, and then as they continued moving on, gap kind of closed. But as it did, you noticed session chat. Something that looked like that standing a bit in the distance. And you saw actually that swirl of doom, he actually is holding that implement into the sky or up above his head. And you notice that the swirling that vortex is essentially centering on where he is. And you also notice that it appears he is the one, well, it in this case is the one responsible for the villagers getting turned at the moment, because you notice that there's necrotic energy that is flying off essentially from where it's currently standing, and as it's hitting certain villagers, you see that that's when they're falling down and then re-raising up or rising up as more zombies. And you notice that the vortex is getting more and more violent as time is going on. You feel like this might be leading up to something, and you might want to try to act quickly. And also, I need to make another roll. You said it's a 17?
I think so.
Okay. Let me double check for you.
Yes, please.
Tortuga. Fails. Yeah, it's 17, and it is features and traits. I believe that it is I think it's. I thought it was wisdom.
Oh my gosh, my Radiance of the Dawn is awesome now.
One moment. Cleric. Golly, my internet is just
That
dragging.
dude looks like a god Edward Eldrick. Blah, blah, blah.
What?
Yep, wisdom saving throw. Uh, 1 minute. Oh. So.
The first one is Mako Auto Body Shop and Heating, 879 Roswell Street, Northeast, Marietta. The second one.
Hey Google, stop. I don't know why I just started talking. But that was fantastic. Hey Google, roll a d20. Cool. They succeeded. Okay. So you hear kind of within the morass of all the zombies, you hear a little bit of a wail of a whoa, like something was about to be hit. But not quite. Which is telling Tortuga that there's probably something else in the sea of zombies that's kind of hiding amongst the zombies. But yes, that is it as far as your turn, unless there's something else you'd like to do.
How far away is the Gulf Alphons?
Goth Alphonse. Got it. Okay. I see where you're going with that this time. It is about 60-ish feet away from you. 70. 70 feet away from you.
I will do nothing. I will wave
Okay.
at him and flip him off.
It does not seem to notice you or respond, at least at this moment. Next up, we actually have the villagers. The villagers are kind of running around. Again, they look a little spooked at the glow coming off of them, and they're kind of freaking out, moving around, running around, and one of them runs right into Goth Alphonse and almost seems to dust immediately.
Oh my.
Nothing left behind but a pile of bones, which in this case doesn't rise back up. Just gone, completely gone. And you actually see, again, as a cleric, you'd probably be tuned into this. You see a little bit. It seems like their soul almost left their body and got pulled into the vortex that is currently growing above this thing's head. Next up, we have the zombies. Y'all have done a pretty good job, actually, of taking some of them out. And the Turn Undead cut a pretty large hole in them. And there's maybe about 15-ish left at the moment. And they start trying to swarm the two who... actually, all three of you are there currently. So they start trying to form a circle around you all to kind of block you all in. And then they go to make... they go to attack kind of in unison. I'm not going to do each one individually because that's just going to be way too much time and we'll be here all night. So a few of them bring their weird rotting hand backwards and they try to smack Tortuga. And I actually think they hit. Jeez, did I hit? I actually hit. That is amazing. For that is going to be 15 damage. Necrotic damage, because it might matter for you. Oh, no. I take that back. Ignore me completely. Nope, same amount of damage.
About the
That
damage?
worked out. Yeah, 15 damage still. Look at that. Yep, 15 damage. But not necrotic, just bludgeoning. A few more try to take a swing at the mighty Tekken, and they definitely don't hit. Zombies tend to be slow, as you all know, and Tekken is very fast. And another group of them tries to swipe at Gur. And I think they might hit. They do not hit.
I hate to say this, but do I need to make a con save because I'm doing concentration on the glowy spell?
Yes, and that would be a 15 or better. So just give me a constitution of 15 or better.
That'd be a saving throw, right?
Yes, constitution save. No, and it goes away. Oh, actually, hold on a second before you lose that spell. Give me 1 second, because I forgot about this. I'm going to retcon this because I can. The DM, I can do whatever I want. 1, 2. Okay, you don't take any damage at all. I forgot that they have disadvantage because of your glowy spell. So concentration is still up. They didn't manage to hit you at all. So you can regain your 15 damage. And
Yay.
as they do this swipe, you see another beam of necrotic energy kind of fly out from the Goth Alphons, which is what I'm just going to call it going forward. And it hits a few more villagers, and they fall down. And you see again the soul seems to go whoop as they drop down, and then these rise back up as zombies. 3 of them, and you see the vortex actually get even stronger now. And it looks like there is almost a glowing underneath that creature, the Goth Alphons, and it looks like there's we're just gonna say summoning circle sort of dealy. Summoning circle, alchemical kind of seal on the ground looking thing, and each time this the vortex seems to get stronger, the circle seems to be reaching out further and further, and you notice there's actually almost surrounding all of you as you stepped outside. There seems to be another glowing circle that is enveloping all of you. And yeah, that circle seems to almost be glowing brighter and brighter. And you notice again, same thing as the vortex itself gets more and more powerful. The little summoning circle is expanding outward more and more, kind of in tune with how much that outward circle glows brighter and brighter. And you notice there's probably a good 40 feet in between where the summoning circle is and then that outer circle that's enveloping all of y'all. And it is now Tekken's turn. Tekken.
Okay.
There is a good bit of the zombies that are downed. Looks like there's probably about 15 remaining at the moment.
15 remaining.
And there is still that villager on the ground who hasn't picked up its head yet. Or head yet. And you hear them say, "Are they gone yet?"
I went to pick up the villager and then make my way back to the inn door that we left out of and leave them on the doorstep.
Oh, okay. You definitely should have the movement for all of that, in fact. Are you going to... I'll let you pick them up as a bonus action. Are you going to use disengage so that there's no opportunity attack, or are you just going to chance the zombies?
Disengage.
Okay, cool deal. So, for your action, your bonus action, you pick up the villager and fling them over your shoulder, and you hear, "Hey, be careful! Old bones!" And you run to the entrance of the tavern and drop off the villager. Do you run back?
Yes.
Or are you...
I'll
Okay.
run back.
And you run back to meet up with the rest of your group. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
No.
Okay. Gur, it is now up to you. Or not so much up to you, but now it's your turn. Um, there are still around 15 of the zombies remaining at the moment. And you saw Tekken just save one villager. There's about 9 villagers that are still running around on the other side of where these zombies currently are. What would you like to do?
I am going to try to attack zombies.
Cool. Sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well,
That wasn't a 1, was it?
no, that was
Oh,
a
cool.
20.
Yeah, go ahead and give me that damage roll. So, as you slice your sword through, you have cleaved about 4 of them away, leaving roughly 11 remaining.
Okay, another frost brand.
Nice. You have taken 1 more out. There's about 10 as far as you can tell remaining.
And there's zombies, so I'm not going to bother with whales from the grave. Um,
I love that actually mimic. Cool beans. Go ahead and give me your damage. You have taken 2 more out, leaving about 8.
that's my turn and my bonus, so I'm done.
Sounds good. Next up, we have Tortuga. Tortuga, you see that your teammates have done a very good job at taking out the undead, and you feel pretty proud, especially as a cleric, that they're helping reduce the world of the vile undead. What would you like to do there?
So much money. We go to the Temple of Helm.
Oh yeah, I probably should have been keeping track of that. Haha, just kidding, I have been. So yeah, there are about 9 villagers left. There's about 8 zombies left. What'd you like to do?
Oh, if I run towards Golf Alphonse,
Mm-hmm.
am I running into the horde of zombies?
Mm-hmm. You would be.
All right, so let me just run right in the middle of the horde of zombies.
Okay.
Or you could get rid of the horde of zombies.
Oh yeah, let me do that first. I'm gonna cast Word of Radiance.
Okay. The heck was that?
They must make Constitution saving throw of 17.
Every device in my house just went beep, 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 beep. 17, you said? There's zombies. What about their constitution? 17 constitution. Oh, actually, they have pretty good constitution. Holy, up, nope. They did not make it. They take how much damage? So what level did you cast it at? Oh, never mind. You rolled it for me. Thank you. 16 damage. Ooh. 16 damage, and that is all of them you can see. So, go ahead and describe the destruction of the remaining zombies. If you would like.
I see the zombies. I see the zombies. They're coming at me. Do I panic? No. I hold up my lighter and I yell, "Burn!"
And
And they
as
do.
you they catch fire and then they kind of run into each other. And some of them that were actually outside the realm or the bounds of your spell, by the very nature of the zombies running into them, they caught them on fire as well. And they all just, yes, kind of burned and fizzled away. Um, there is now actually a clear path between you and Goth Alphonse. Excuse me. Jeez.
I would like. I think I can 30 feet, so I'd like to go that close to him and do
I was
spiritual
saying,
weapon.
okay. Well, you cast one spell. Spiritual weapon is a bonus action. Um, so sure, you can do that. Generally, usually, you can cast only. I'm just letting you all know for if you play D&D anywhere else. Usually, you can only cast 2 spells a turn if one of them was a cantrip. But that's silly to me since spell slots exist. So have that, as far as my games are concerned. So yeah, you go ahead and cast spiritual weapon, and its range, just because I forgot. SPI. Whoop! I can type. 60, yeah. Yeah, you're good. You can cast it right at him. That does not hit. And
Oh, dang.
actually, as you do that, so first you cast your spell and dust the remaining zombies, and you notice the glow of the circle around Goth Alphonse has kind of lessened a little bit. It doesn't seem as strong. You also cast out your spiritual weapon, and the blue shell goes flying. And it smacks into him, but it almost seems to not really bother them too much. But Goth Alphonse notices you and actually points the little implement that it's holding at you and just lets out. Actually, double check your character sheet real quick here. Dun dun da da da. Tortuga, bringer of the flame. No? And Gur? Nope. And Tekken?
Yeah.
Nope. I was just checking languages.
Oh.
So you just hear a sound which I would say is fire and brimstone coming out of his mouth, effectively. And you assume it's probably saying something to you.
Wait. I thought I had the thing where like I knew all the languages.
Oh yes, that's right. You have
Mm.
the tongue. Which tongue of sun and moon. That is correct. You do. You do. Yay! You know your character. So you hear essentially, you bratty turtle, why are you meddling in the affairs of that which does not concern you? Now it's up to you if you want to tell Tortuga that's what was said.
Oh, I'll tell him. He called you a brat.
What did he say? Tekken?
He said, "You bratty turtle, why are you meddling in my affairs?"
Oh, he's gonna get a fireball in a bad place.
Not that one. Uh-oh. Okay, so that is actually going to be right here. Cool. Um, well, that was your turn, Tortuga. I don't know if there's anything else you'd like to do. The zombies are gone, so I can mark them off. The villagers
That's it.
seem cool beans. The villagers seem to be trying to run away. A few of them, though, seem to be hit by the vortex and drop. And these ones don't rise, but you do notice that the vortex seems to be powered uh, more strongly, and the glow that had dulled from the little summoning circle seems to have come back. And you assume, again, given your clericness, that rather than using the energy to raise zombies, Goth Alphonse is instead uh, keeping it to power this circle even more. And it is now Goth Alphonse's turn. So after it points and says something to Tortuga, it starts letting out this wail. And it physically hurts. Like the sound, not just your ears, but at a very deep level. It's causing a lot of pain. Can all of you give me a charisma save, please?
Charisma save. What? Oh, +0. Wait a minute. Was that a save? That wasn't save. That was a check. That was not. I think I did the wrong thingy. There
Yeah,
we
yeah, go
go.
ahead.
Okay. There we go.
Okay, just waiting on
Oh
Tortuga now.
no, that's a 1.
Okay, so this whale keeps going through, and you feel like, again, at a very deep level, something is shaking, and you feel almost maybe to a degree that your very soul itself is being affected by this. Um, and then there's a loud pop, which emanates outward from all of you, and you all take 65 damage.
Can I use my thingy that lets me
Holy
reroll
crap.
my save? If it's not
Yes.
okay. F that crap. Come on. Oh yeah.
Nice. Tekken,
Can I do lucky?
you can.
What's that ability called? Let's see. Features and
Nice.
traits.
So,
Done.
instead, each of you, so Tortuga and Tekken only takes 32 damage.
To spend a key
Gur,
for-
you still take 65 damage. Gur, after that loud pop occurs, you realize you can't hear anything.
Oh,
In
no.
fact, all of you realize that you can't hear anything.
Double oh no.
And you realize that you are all currently deaf.
How much damage do we take?
We're what?
Deaf. Let's not do this joke, Tortuga. Yeah, so Tortuga and Tekken takes 32 damage,
32.
and Gur takes 65.
Okay.
And that is it for its turn. And oh, it is Tekken's turn. Tekken, you can still see the creature just fine, but you realize you can no longer hear. Pretty much just take by ringing in your ears.
Let's see. Where's the Guess it's time to attack then. Where's my thingy? Okay, here we go. Wait, what? What the bleep blarps? Oh, okay, wrong screen. There we go. Okay, jeez. Okay, okay. Um, am I close enough to like attack without any like shenanigans?
Uh, it's a bit away, but you would have enough movement to get to it. I would say about 40 feet worth of movement would get you within melee range. Since y'all have made your way kind of through the wave of zombies now.
Okay, where's the thingy? Okay. Alright, spend a key point for my extra thingies.
So that first one hits, the second one does not.
Oh! Oh, I thought that was a 1. Thank goodness. Okay.
Still misses though.
Oh,
And that one too.
whatever. Alright.
So each time you go to punch, the circle itself almost seems to lash back and almost you think absorbs the blows, except for that one that you hit with. And there we go. Next up, we have Gur. Gur, you see that Tekken has engaged Goth Alphonse. You're about 40 feet away. What would you like to do?
Okay. I am going to have to take the dash action
Okay.
to get closer because I don't have 40 feet of movement.
Sounds good.
So, and once I do that, I will use my bonus action to fight.
Nice. That hits.
Awesome. But wait,
There's more.
since Tekken's already there,
You do get your sneak attack.
18 sneak attack.
Nice. That's 30 damage.
Okay. And that is my action and bonus action. So
Cool. Making a note here. Huge success. Okay. Next, we have Tortuga. Tortuga. This thing is being attacked by Tekken and also by Gur. And you saw your teammate, run up there and start attacking. You are about, also, I think, 40 feet away. Nope, you move closer. You're about 10 feet away from where it is. You still have your spiritual weapon out as far as I'm aware.
Since they're attacking, I'm going to debuff the dude.
Mm,
I'm going to, I'm trying something new.
nice.
I'm going to cast Bane at level 1.
Level 1 Bane.
So he has to make a charisma saving throw of 17. And if he fails, every time he rolls an attack roll, he has to just subtract a d4.
That's let me make sure that I'm okay. So if you do that, not that it matters because you've already taken or killed the other things, but that would kill your concentration on your current spell. So I assume you're good with that before we go through and do this.
Yes, if he's undead though, doesn't he get blinded since they both attacked him?
no, he has to attack us.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, never mind.
And he was outside the range of the spell when you initially had done it.
Yes.
Okay, cool beans.
Bane.
Yeah. So that is a 17 on a that. So make sure. Charisma, you said, right? Wow, look at
Yep.
that. You reach out. Why are you doing this, Avery? Stop it. You reach out and cast Bane, and it seems to really not like it. And you notice that it's been affected. So your previous spell drops, your new one is up with concentration. So each attack that it makes going forward, I must subtract a d4 from. Which, considering how high y'all's AC is possibly very bad for me, but great for y'all. Cool deal. So that was your action. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Yeah, I'm gonna pop him in the face with my spiritual weapon.
Cool deal. Go ahead and give me that roll.
Oh.
I'm waiting for a wha-bam! Wha-bam! Let's see the damage. And nice. A blue shell comes flying and whips around, smacking it on the back of the head, and you hear a loud clang as it seems to stumble for a moment, and you see a little bit of denting in the armor, and it does not seem very happy at that. In fact, it is so unhappy with that it actually seems to drop the focusing on the vortex for a minute. The vortex almost seems to not dissipate, but kind of reduce in power a bit. And Goth
Right,
Alphonse gives a swing. Do 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 do. Okay, cool. So I need to make a roll. I don't like making rolls. No, that's a 1, not a 2. No cheating, Matt. So it, oh, gosh, Google, go away. I don't want to talk to you. There we go. So it slashes with its weapon, but it seems to have misjudged the distance for some reason and misses. Misses. But it swings and misses, but on a follow-up comes its gauntlet, and it looks like it's getting ready to try and punch you in the face, Tortuga. And it does not at all. And doesn't seem very happy. And as soon as it misses, it goes right back to concentrating on the vortex. And now the vortex actually seems to grow bigger, and the summoning circle underneath grows even larger, and it seems to get even closer to where there's only about 30 feet left between the summoning circle and the outer circle itself. And we now go back to Tekken. Tekken, it is your turn.
Okay. Time to beat the crap out of this guy. Hopefully.
Dun, 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 dun. Da, 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 dun, dun. Oh, you hit. Nice.
Okay. Key point. And 2 more attacks. Okay, that's weird. The app is kind of lagging.
It's okay. It happens sometimes.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Arm strike.
That one does not hit. You do fantastic, but a few of those those hits actually almost seem to phase right through it. Cool. So that is a total of 28 damage that you have done. Nice. Very nice. Is there anything else that the mighty Tekken would like to do?
No.
Okay, that's okay. We'll omit that part from the books where you miss. Onward, we move to Gur. Gur, it's on you.
Okay.
That definitely hits.
All right. Do that, and then frost damage. Might as well attack again before I scroll down. And frost damage. Sneak attack. Oh, nice. That's
Then
impressive.
11, and then 6, and then 22. Jesus, you hit him for 55 damage.
And my other sword. Oh my goodness.
Good
No,
rolls.
Yeah, well, that like hovered on 1 until it tipped over to 15. And I'm like, oh crap.
That's okay. I almost hit a 20 on Tortuga, but then instead it rolled to a 3. So, you know. And wait, 10 more damage. Okay.
And we're doing more.
Are you action surging, or did you action surge?
Yep, I'm gonna action surge
Nice.
as well.
You. No, that definitely hits. Another 10 damage.
And another 6 frost.
It's another 16. Almost said the remaining HP out loud. Okay, that is nicely done. This Goth Alphonse looks to be doing not too well. The purple aura that was surrounding it seems to have waned a little bit. But that doesn't seem to stop it. Considering that you were the one who just almost annihilated it quite well, I might say. Seems to, or you have seemed to draw its ire. And the weapon that it missed Tortuga with, it tries to slash at you with. So let me make my roll. Minus. Do I hit you? I normally have a few screens up while I'm doing this, but I'm just working on my one laptop right now, so bear with me all while I alt-tab like crazy. Really just need to make a spreadsheet that's got y'all's AC and basic stats.
18 AC.
Okay. Yeah, thank you very much. Look at that. It almost misses, but instead it actually hits you, Gur, for 19 damage. And if you could give me a wisdom saving throw.
Yeah, sure. I'm gonna use my uncanny dodge to have that.
Okay. So instead that would be 9 damage. Okay. You're not sure exactly what it is, but there's something in your mind that you used to know, and now you feel like It's not there anymore.
Okay.
That's not
Um,
vague and disturbing at all.
I know, right? Um, and after that one slash comes through, it takes its gauntlet and it tries to punch you right in the face. But luckily, Gur is a changeling, so if there's any damage there and it's superficial, they can just warp it away. Because that's how it works, right? Let's see, does this work? Ha! Sweet, it did work. Oh yeah, that definitely hit. Next up, Gur. The gauntlet makes contact with your face. And you take 19 bludgeoning damage and 11 necrotic damage for a total of 30 damage. And if you could give me another wisdom save. Perfect. And that is its turn. And up next, we have Tortuga. Tortuga, you see that it is pummeling Gur. What would you like to do?
I'd like to walk up behind him and cast Inflict Wounds at level 4.
Nice. Go ahead
Just put
and do
on
it.
his shoulder and say, I think it's about time to stop all this.
That's not necrotic, is it?
Yes.
I'm not sure if it's
Says that now.
resistances, but it's undead.
Gur is correct.
Like I said, I don't do that. Oh, I do this instead. I cast Dawn on it.
Okay. Go ahead and do that.
It must make a a 17 con saving throw.
Oh, okay.
17 con saving.
Okay. Are you kidding me? It does not.
Whatcha? Holy crap, that's a bunch of ones.
I would like you to know, well, two things. Thing number one, I had a +7 on the con save and I failed.
Yay.
Thing number two, it's radiant damage and this is undead. This undead happens to be
Yes.
vulnerable. And you have dealt how much damage?
26.
Times 2 for the vulnerability.
52.
Which is exactly the amount of HP this had left. Go ahead and describe how it gets destroyed.
Put my hand on his shoulder and I say, I think it's about time you end this crap. And a radiant, bright light of dawn shines down upon this creature and just turns it to dust.
Sounds about right. Zap. So yes, it falls down and it dusts. Um, because radiant damage, it can't do anything with that. And as it dies, right before it dusts, it takes its little weapon and it slashes at you, Tortuga. And the weapon seems to dissipate.
Alfalfa.
And you notice that there's a little symbol that is now on your chest, which looks kind of in the same shape as the weapon that it was holding. And yeah, that's what happens right before it dusts. And as it dusts, you notice that the remaining energy from it, that purple aura, actually gets absorbed into that summoning circle that's on the ground, and it grows larger to where there is 10 feet between it and the outer circle. But at the moment, the glow appears to have been halted, and it's instead the summoning circle and the outer circle seem to be burned into the ground. Yeah. Congratulations, you have destroyed that at the moment. Words are fun.
Wait, the summoning circle is destroyed?
The summoning circle isn't glowing anymore, but it still seems to be burned in the ground.
Oh, okay.
Remember Gears of War? Actually, it's probably a good way to put it. Remember the Hammer of Dawn, or better yet, the Bifrost. Whenever it zoomp down onto the ground, yeah, and it leaves that little burnt circle behind. You see something like that. So yes, the skies seem to lighten up only slightly, and the vortex seems to be gone. The villagers that are there seem to be thankful. They're looking around and they're happy at the moment. Yeah, they're happy at the moment that the undead don't seem to be an issue. Excuse me, an issue anymore. And
Hey, Gur, would it be a good idea to firestorm the circle or maybe dispel evil?
I don't think so.
What if we just kind of like, you know, fill it in somehow?
Well, maybe you could just fill in the missing hit points of your favorite party members.
Oh, I could do that.
we'll note that you all realize each other's mouths are moving, but you still don't hear anything.
Oh, that's true.
I assume by this point in time, though, there's some sort of hand signal that you make to Tortuga that says, please heal me. It might be a certain finger on your hand. I don't know. Maybe Tortuga's gotten the clue by now. But I assume that there's some sort of notion that you all have between each other that says, hey, heal me.
Can we just like go back into the tavern for a few minutes? Like 10
Totally.
maybe?
10 minutes? You're casting a
Yeah.
ritual? Sure.
Uh, can I ask the tavern keep if he has a gem encrusted bowl worth at least 1,000 GP?
You can, and you just see his mouth move.
I'm just gonna lay down 1,000 GP and see if he hands me a bowl.
He takes the 1,000 GP and puts in front of you what you believe is some of the best alcohol that the tavern has to offer.
Oh well, I'll take that, and I'll also cast. Let's do healing word at level 4.
Okay. I'm assuming you're doing that to help with the healing. Oh, excuse me. So level 4, that should be 5d4. And who are you targeting with it?
I am targeting Gur because he
Cool
took a
deal.
bunch of hits, and I'm offering him a sip of the alcohol as well.
So Gur, you see that Tortuga tried to help heal you, and you also see that Tortuga is trying to push some alcohol your way. Tortuga, you see that they are. I don't know, Gur. How do you respond?
Well, obviously he's trying to give me some sort of healing liquid, so I will take it.
Good, good, good. You take a sip of the liquid, and it tastes absolutely fantastic. Please give me a Constitution save.
Advantage.
You feel this drink go straight to your head, but whether it's your undead fortitude or your roguish tact, you manage to avoid utterly succumbing to the power of the proof of this brew. Also, you feel yourself actually heal another 20 points of hit. 20 points of hit? That was a weird way for me to say that. You heal 20 hit points in addition to the 16 that you got from Healing Word. Because that which doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Or
Great.
something like that. Tortuga, was that spell you cast a ritual, or are you planning on? Oh, excuse me. Or was that a something else that you planned on casting within those 10 minutes?
I was hoping to do Hero's Feast, but I need a bowl.
Oh, okay. Um, did you all just leave the villager on the doorstep
No,
that you saved Tekken?
of course not.
Okay, so you brought the villager back in. So
Hopefully we brought all the villagers.
I think there was a few
Okay.
that turned to dust.
Well, yeah, if they didn't get turned to dust. We didn't scrape up the dusted villagers.
there's a little dustpan. You bring it inside. At least they're back inside now. Yeah. So the remaining villagers are back inside and seem to be drinking a lot of yummy drink and eating a lot of yummy food. Probably trying to eat their worries away. Maybe, I don't know. But usually after being stressed, I myself find being very hungry. So yeah. So the villagers are back in. There's the one villager that is robed, and he seems to be kind of slumped over at the bar, and you notice that he is just slamming drink after drink down. And he seems to be singing a little song to himself as he does so.
Can we hear his little song?
You can. And I really wish RPG was here so he could help with the song.
I don't know. Lee is good at karaoke, apparently.
It's Ramblin'. Are you a karaoke person?
I did come in second place in a lip sync battle at church. So
Ooh,
there's
impressive. Mm-hmm. So why don't you sing us a little song about falling down and getting back up again?
I get knocked down, I get up again, and you're never gonna get me down. I get knocked down, I get up again, and you're never gonna get me down. I'll get knocked down, I get up again, and you're never gonna get me down. I get knocked down, I get up again, and you're never down. I get knocked down, I get up again, and you're never gonna get me down.
At least you know the chorus.
Nice. So the villagers over there singing this song and randomly taking a break. Every few lines, you're going, this is some good drink, and then goes back to saying, I get knocked down, but I get up again. They ain't never gonna keep me down. So yes, what would y'all like to do?
So that was weird.
Would like to go to the robed villager and ask him what's going on.
So he kind of turns to you, and you can't quite make out his face. The robes seem to be almost completely enveloping him. You see a kind of an little old bony hand though that is sticking out through, not bony like a skeleton hand, but just kind of older and withered, sticking out through the robes, holding on to the mug. And the hood kind of turns to you and goes, hello, thank you for saving me. And looks over. As far as you can tell, looks over and says, but you don't know what he says. You see the mouth moving. You still can't hear anything. But then suddenly, ringing inside your head, you hear a voice. It sounds very familiar. That says, the Great Tekken, I've been saved by the Great Tekken. I hope I get written about in the book. I've been reading a lot of books that have been written about you, and it's quite exciting to finally be on the receiving end. And then he goes back to humming to himself a little bit.
Well, we need to know more of your story if you want to be part of Tekken's.
You hear the voice in your head. I'm ringing, going, well, it all started when I was a little boy. You see, my parents used to take me to the park. And then at the park, I found a dog. And we had the dog for a long time. And it was my favorite dog. And any time I thought something would happen to the dog, or I was worried that the dog was sick, I'd go to school and I'd come back. And the dog looked a little different, but was still my dog, and I was so worried that things would happen to the dog, but my parents assured me that the dog is perfectly fine, and this lasted for about a good 30 years. Yes, 30 years. And I didn't realize until later in life that dogs don't tend to last that long. And that's when I found out my parents had been lying to me all this time. I think you can see where this story is going.
Actually, I don't see where
Yeah,
it's
they should have just
going.
found a good necromancer.
I don't think you've really earned backstory status yet, so what's your name?
We'll get to that later on. Let me finish my story. If you can't figure out where this is going, sheesh, and you call yourselves adventurers, I always wonder all sorts of things. Anywho, so I
cast
found out
light
my
on the
parents.
hood.
What's that? You cast light on the hood? As you attempt
Just
to
kind of
cast,
rub up against it and cast light.
you rub up against and cast light. Did I hear you correctly?
Well, I have to touch what I'm casting it on, so I'm just gonna pat him on the back and cast light on his head.
Oh, okay. So as you do that, the robe actually falls to the ground, um, completely empty. And then you realize now sitting on the other side of you is a robed figure that's continuing its story, going, "Hey, nice little trick you have there. I'm not really one for being brought into the light at the moment, but maybe at a later point in time we can, talk about getting to know each other, maybe over some drinks or some food." What was I saying? Ah, yes! You can see where this story is going. So I realized my parents were lying to me, and I didn't like that. So, in a fit of anger, I accidentally made myself an orphan. And that's when I
You what
realized,
now?
huh?
Repeat that last part one more time.
He accidentally killed his parents.
I accidentally made myself an orphan.
You know how some people accidentally burn their village or the island?
On the Snout of Omgar, that was a great place. I visited there not too long ago. Some very interesting hags and I had a discussion about something, some sort of thing, plan they were trying. Hey, you look like a turtle. They were telling me about some sort of turtle, actually, that they were trying to talk to or get their hands on. I don't remember the details. It was a long time.
Can I whisper to Gur, stab him now?
All Gur hears is nothing because y'all are deaf.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna make a stabby motion towards the old dude.
You can do that if you'd like. Gur, you notice that Tortuga is thrusting his hand towards the robed figure.
Okay, I pour some of this expensive alcohol and pass it to the robe figure.
Thank you, thank you. I could use some more of. And he takes a sip. Whatever it is. Oh, kind of you. First, you come here and you save me, and then you come here and you offer me drinks, and you listen to me talk about my story, and you don't try to kill me. It's quite refreshing, actually.
I try.
I make the to cut off his head and make a kill him signal.
Oh, charades! Do you like to play charades? I like to play charades. And another little bony hand comes out from the other sleeve, and he starts drawing a little circle. He's like, ah, and taps his nose, and then shows two words. And he says, "This is fun."
Well, we have drinks and we have food. Why don't you tell us a little bit more about yourself?
Yes, well, you see, like I said, I accidentally made myself an orphan, and that's hard to do. I mean, I did say that, it was like about, I don't know, 30 years after I found out about the dog, or it was going on 30 years that my dog was going for. So, I mean, I was still a child at the time, and it's very hard to get around if you're a child. So I had to figure out something to do. I had to figure out how I could, get my parents back. I mean, I wasn't completely responsible for it. After all, they had lied to me. I remembered my dog. My dog, anytime I was worried something would happen to it or that it wasn't doing well, the very next day I'd come home from school and the dog would be just fine. Like I said, a little bit different looking, but then I realized maybe my parents had a secret for keeping the dog alive. So I went into their library. I was never supposed to go into the library. They always told me to stay away from it for some reason. But I went into the library and then I found out my parents were, gasp, necromancers, dabbling in something like necromancy, which where I come from is frowned upon pretty strongly. And they were bringing old Sparky back to life anytime he'd run in front of a horse cart or accidentally jump off the cliff or choke on a grape. Sparky wasn't a very bright dog. So I realized maybe I could bring my parents back. So I set about looking and reading in their library, and I spent a lot of a lot of time researching and looking. And there was a time in my village that some of my fellow classmates started disappearing, and they'd suddenly reappear again, and they'd be a little bit different, and no one could quite tell why. The school never did catch on that I was using my fellow classmates as experiments. And then I found out when my parents told me that I should make some friends. That's what I was doing, finally, for once.
What?
And I kind of forgot about my parents for a little while and continued with my friends and looking at
So
my
if we could
friends and making.
skip forward a few chapters, um, there seems to be a lot of undead around.
Yes!
Are you connected to that in any way, shape, or form?
Oh my word, no. I'm just drawn to large areas of undead. Always trying to learn more and research more. It seems that someone or something or some group of very powerful beings has released an even more powerful being. That's kind of caused an effect of hell on our earth, letting the undead rise. Now, a lot of people might think, that's bad, but me, I look at it as a learning opportunity.
Oh, have you learned anything? See, we're trying to stop this.
Why would you want to do that?
Well, if the whole world is taken over by undead, that, property values go down.
I've seen property values go up. People wanting to sell their houses. And other people want to buy the houses, but in the areas where there's not undead.
Yeah,
People
well, pretty
wanna
soon there
move.
won't be any of those areas left. The whole world will be undead, and that's kind of bad for everyone.
Well, I mean, if everyone's undead, then we're all the same at that point. So, really, it's kind of leveling the playing field.
Well,
Hypothetically speaking, would you happen to have read any healing spells in those books? Non bring you back from the dead healing spells.
Um, You mean healing something before it's dead?
Yeah. You know, maybe like restoring hearing or something to that effect.
Yes, of course. I know some things like that.
Cause you see Gurr, bless his heart. Um, he can't hear right now, and neither can we, honestly. And it's kind of hampering our ability to communicate effectively with each other.
As much as why I'm just moving my mouth for fun right now. It's why I'm just talking in everyone's head at the moment. Fun little trick I learned in one of those books, actually. Unfortunately, doing so kind of siphons a little bit of happiness out of the general area I'm in right now, but we don't have to worry about that.
That would explain the person crying in the corner. But yeah, about the healing spell.
Yes, what about it?
Think you could maybe use it?
Oh, of course, of course, of course. Of course I can use it. I'm a very accomplished whatever I am. Oh, you'd like me to use it on one of you?
Yes, please. Yes.
Sure. Hold on one moment. And the robed figure gets up. And there's a few villagers over, sitting at a table. And the robed figure, it almost glides over to the table. And you see it move very quickly. And suddenly its hands are around the ears of one of the villagers. And then all of a sudden, you hear the villager scream. And you realize you can hear now. And then the robed figure just kind of removes its hands from the villager and glides back over to where you all are and sits back down on one of the bar seats. Bar stools? Yeah, we'll go with that. And you now hear very clearly, actually, the villager is screaming, and everyone's trying to calm them down, but it doesn't seem that anything is working. And the robed figure just, its hood moves in your general direction, and it goes, ta-da!
Thank you.
Thing. Sure, you all have something to do or things to take care of. Don't let an old whatever I am keep you.
But we are very curious about whatever you are.
Ah, me too. Oh, I should probably explain. I'm going to stop doing that voice now because it's killing my throat. So it looks and it says, you see, I don't know what I am. I spent a lot of time reading all those books and looking through the books. And you see, playing around with the living and the dead and trying different things and using yourself as a living or dead at this point, I don't know, conduit for those energies, it changes you. And I'm not quite sure what I would call myself. I'm not quite undead, but I'm not quite living. So I've just donned this robe so people aren't very worried or scared when they see me. But yes, I've come from quite a distance away to study the undead around this area and figure out what's going on and try to figure out who's responsible. And in fact, it led myself right here. Right to this very location.
Yeah. Okay. So how about we tell you some things and then you try to tell us some things and maybe you can help us fix this whole situation.
Oh, like a bargain. I like that.
Okay. So,
Sure.
yes. Yes, Turtle Bro.
Oh yeah, I was just like, yeah, that sounds good. Let's do
Okay.
that.
Hmm.
So, this very powerful entity called Magpie was sealed away and portioned off, but he has somehow escaped. And as soon as he escaped, this situation happened.
Ah, Magpie. So he got out and he's trying to cause Armageddon again. Ah, that old kook. How'd he get out?
Don't know.
Hmm.
Not exactly important, but he did get out. And we've been running around trying to put things in place so we can go and stop him. But if you're familiar with him and can offer any assistance, that would be beneficial.
Ah, you could possibly maybe help out with that. But I'd need more information on how exactly he got out. You see, depending on the manner in which he got out, will help me figure out a good way to help him or help you all
Wait.
get him back to where he was.
Did you just say he's considering helping Magpie?
I'm
Me help
sure
Of course I
Magpie?
would.
it was just a slip of the tongue.
I don't think it
That's all.
was. I don't think it was. I mean, he's already said he
A tongue. I haven't
quote,
had one of those in years.
accidentally made himself a orphan and then like killed a bunch of his classmates and other people to experiment on them. It's like, oh yeah, I don't think this person's trustworthy. I'm just saying.
You don't think people who
I think
accidentally kill their friends and family are trustworthy?
I sure don't.
Hmm? Hmm?
I also think
nope,
they're worthy of having
not at
justice
all.
dispensed upon them and smited with the force of righteousness. Yeah.
Or maybe like 12 fireballs.
Yeah.
Fireballs. We used to play a game when I was younger where the town mage would cast fireball and we had to dodge it. Ah, that was so fun. We called it the culling. Good times.
Well, near as we've been able to piece together, Magpie's power was split up,
Mm-hmm.
and he has tricked some innocent heroic adventurers
That's right.
to collect enough of these items of power to escape.
Hmm. Yes, those adventures definitely would have been quite innocent. He's, well, he's not very cagey. I remember when I last talked to him a long time ago in the library. Yeah, the library. That's where the dark power stored him. When I talked to him in the library, he was pretty open. He did not seem like a good guy. He tried to offer me a deal and tried to pretend to be helpful, but I saw through that pretty quickly.
Well, you do seem very intelligent.
Thanks. I'm sorry, where were we? Helping you out. Ah, yes. So what makes you feel like you're the right group to take him on?
I don't know if we are, but we're here and we're going to try our best to stop them.
That's better than nothing. You know, the last group that came here and tried to do that, they're over there. And you see he's pointing into an area where there's nothing. Just empty table and chairs. Well, they used to come here and sit there all the time, but then he killed them and now they don't come around anymore. I probably could have said that differently. But it's good. It's good of you to try and maybe rein him in and Do you have any leads at all on how this is? You're planning on doing that? Or are you just figuring he'll show up one day and you'll just go, and try to fireball him into oblivion?
That's part of it, sure. We've collected some more of his power.
The various shards, pieces, parts of his soul that was used a long time ago. Separate into different areas.
But
Keep him
we
trapped
don't have
away.
him with us. We lock him up somewhere safe. That way, if something happens to it. No, we don't have him with us or anything.
I would hope not. That would be quite foolish. Almost as foolish as telling a complete stranger that you all have those. But don't worry, I'm completely trustworthy. You're not my parents, after all.
What the?
Can I get an insight check on that?
Yeah, sure. You're trying to see if he's trustworthy?
Yes.
Give me an insight. He is the most trustworthy person you have ever met in your entire life. You almost feel like you should donate your life savings to him just because of how trustworthy he is.
I heard you can help me with my extended car warranties, and I'm willing to go with that.
I'm going to say extended cart warranties. Yeah, there you go. I actually do. And he reaches into his robes and pulls out a little pamphlet and hands it to you, Tortuga. And he says, right in there, I've got a really good deal on helping make sure that your horse and carriage, should any mishap befall it, that we can replace the horse. And by replace, I mean bring back from the dead. That's what extended coverage means. We call it the whip and the neigh-neigh, because horses neigh, and you use the whips to make them go. Oh yes, back to what we were saying. We were talking about Magpie. I get so distracted. Not many people come and ask me questions.
Well, we were just trying to gather, allies and plans to thwart him and put him back wherever he needs to go. But I can tell this isn't really something you're up for. So,
real quick, Tekken, you can actually tell that he is being truthful. He does not have, as far as you can tell from your insight, he doesn't really have any intention to screw you all over. As far as what you say, or you said, Ger, he responds to you and goes, well, it's not that I'm not willing to help, it's just, you see, like I said, I've met Magpie before, and as you know...
Right. No, I understand. He's too powerful. Got it. We'll just...
Well, yes, that's precisely it. He's quite powerful, so if I'm going to make myself available to help in some way, shape, or form, I need something that's gonna benefit me, so if, I'm not just helping pointlessly.
Right.
I need something.
So if, someone were to save your life, that would be valuable.
I mean, I guess. Is my life in danger?
Or to not spill the beans on maybe you had adventurers trying to stop a great evil and they failed and you were the one that was playing the strings behind it.
Are you saying I let Magpie out? Gosh, no. I wouldn't have made it that easy.
I'm saying your little adventuring friends that have died were clearly, helping you try to depose him, and maybe word gets out that was you, and maybe.
Or you could get Tekken to autograph a book for you.
Oh, that could be worth something. Quite some time. Yes, I'll take an autograph from Tekken. That sounds about fair. And he actually pulls out a book that looks really, like from his robes, looks really old. And he takes a quill and he hands it to Tekken and says, "Will you sign your autograph in my book?"
Wait. Oh, you know, fine. I'll do it. I'll do it, even though this is I don't trust this, and it seems really weird that this book is super ancient. And I know I'm not that super ancient, but whatever. Spare not bad.
Okay.
Do you sign in his book?
I do.
Cool. Fantastic.
I
Wonderful.
I squint my
Somewhere
eyes and
Sir
say,
Hootie is upset.
you?
As you sign in the book, you begin feeling some pain. And you notice that on the back of your hand, it seems a little smiley face has kind of been carved in. And he quickly takes the book and the quill from you and puts them back in his robe. And he says, "Fantastic! This will do. This will definitely do."
Why is there a hand on my face? Or why is there a face on my face?
You should stop face palming. Then there won't be a hand on your face. Oh, the smiley face. Just one of my many services. Anytime you get sad, you look at the back of your hand, you feel happy again.
Okay, well, good to know. If I ever feel down, I can just look at my hand and be picked up.
Also, it's an indelible mark upon your soul that nobody but I can remove. Don't worry, it's for your own protection.
What?
Huh?
Okay, I've got questions now. So, like, you know,
It's kind of too late for that.
how does it protect me? And then, how do I get it off? And why didn't you tell me that before I wrote my name, dude? That's kind of deceptive. I'm just saying. Kind of a dick move. Actually,
I
total
asked
dick
you
move.
if you'd sign my book, and you just said you don't even care what the cause is or the case is. You'll sign anyway. You're not the one. You didn't ask any questions.
I was under the understanding that you're acting in good faith, dude.
I
Person.
am. I told you. It's for your own protection.
Okay, whatever. Okay, I'll let it go. I'll let it go this time. Let it go. Letting it go.
Known Sir Hootington.
What's that, Tortuga?
Known Sir Hootington. Would Tortuga know what a Book of Shadows is?
This actually is not a book of shadows, which you would know, having known Hootington. This is
All right, then.
not anything that you have seen before. It does not seem to be a eldritch book of any sort. It's about this time, actually, that the robed figure kind of takes notice of the mark on your chest, Tortuga, and almost seems to reel backwards for a moment and then prod you in the chest and says, "Where did you get that?" And he's looking very closely at the little mark that Goth Alphonse left.
I killed Goth Alphonse, and, well, you know, things happen. I haven't dispelled the evil yet. I'm planning on it, you know, after I take a nap.
Well, I'll let you know that that's not going to go away from a nap. And also, what is a Goth Alphonse?
Kind of looks like a Death Knight, but not as hot.
I'm scared and worried that I think I know what you're talking about.
A Death Knight? Yeah, they look pretty hot up under the armor. Just throwing that out there.
I mean, they do come from hell, so I'm not surprised that it's hot underneath all that armor. I mean, the fire and brimstone and what have you. Anyway. So, I've gotten my part now. I've got Tekken's signature in my book of names. How can I help you? Did I get a name for free? That doesn't happen very often.
No, you did not get a name for free. So any information on Magpie's whereabouts, any other of his pieces of his soul that we could go and banish to weaken him, any other valuable intel before we have this epic battle where we will totally murder him and have a murder party and kill him and restore peace and order to the realm and be heroes. Not that we were the ones that totally did his bidding. It was just that was totally somebody else for clean up the mess. That wasn't us. Totally not us. And any type of information about that would be great, dude.
Well, I can tell you, if you have at least a few pieces of soul, if you knew who the people were who released him, I can actually get rid of him and send him back almost immediately. You see, I was actually there when he was trapped. I wasn't part of helping, but I was around monitoring and watching. But yes, if you knew who was responsible, then very easily, actually, we can send him back.
Wasn't that one guy part of the
Could
team
I
that
could I
killed them?
possibly do another insight check to see
Yeah,
if
totally.
he was there and maybe part of Magpie's crew or something like that?
I mean, you could cast Zone of Truth if you'd like. But yes, totally.
Yes, I think that Zone of Truth would be nice right now.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me- Zone of Truth at level 2. Yeah, level 2.
Level 2? Okay. Let's see. Charisma saving throw. Charisma saving throw. Against a 17, right?
Uh, 17.
Oh, wow. Moment. Nope. This. Save. Go back to session chat. Bonk. So he failed.
Yay. Oh my gosh. It only took a year almost for that spell to actually become effective.
I mean, to be fair, I think this is the third time you've cast it in a year, but I digress. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, could you repeat what you
Alright, cool.
told us?
Yes, I said back a long time ago when Magpie was trapped in that place of his, I was there watching, and I wasn't taking part in it, but I was there. Pretty interesting. And then I think I said something along the lines of, if I knew who the adventurers were who actually helped release him, then I could very quickly, almost instantly, get him back.
Get him back to this plane, get him back to prison. Could you be a little bit more specific?
Put him back in his prison.
And how would you go about doing that?
Well, first I need to know who the people are. And then they have to make the greatest sacrifice of all, and then I take that energy and I use it to summon Magpie, because in order to release Magpie, there had to be willing adventurers to help him get out. And those adventures, that creates almost a planar what's a good way? It creates a bond, essentially, that kind of ties the people and Magpie together, just based off of the way that this works. And we can cut that bond, and it essentially undoes his release. I mean, it's a small sacrifice for the greater good, but, you know, people.
What if, like, most of us made the sacrifice, and then, like, the one that was left brought them back to life?
You see, the way that this works is there is no way for them to come back. They're actually trapped in the library with him permanently. And if anyone were to leave, he'd be able to leave as well.
That doesn't sound like
It's great sacrifice.
That doesn't sound like an acceptable solution to me. Because
I mean, yes, most.
I don't think they're gonna be willing to go along with that, but maybe they will.
I mean, most people don't, but you know. Most people would rather. It's weird, you know. They go outside, they see the undead, they get ravaged by the undead all day long, and all they have to do is just one little thing, and they don't want to. But I can't make them. Whoever it is needs to choose to do that on their own. You know, it's the way the world works, despite my efforts in trying to change that. I mean, the other option is, like I said, I was there when all this happened, and I happen to know of one other thing that might be able to help you find him. Now, I mean, if we do this, it's you're gonna want to make sure you're ready to face him, because, well, if we go through with this, he's gonna pick up on its scent pretty quickly, and you'll be able to make your way to him, assuming he doesn't make his way to you all first. I imagine he's out there probably trying to take out the people that you know, released it. But that's actually the funny thing. You see, a lot of the people, like the little secret to let you in on, he can't directly harm the people that released him, because that's just the way the bond works in order for him to escape. You see, if he directly goes after the people that helped him get out, then he finds himself back in that place. It's kind of funny how it worked. The people that came up with that whole idea, that whole trap, they're just geniuses. Brilliant to watch them work.
So, say someone, I mean, just hypothetically speaking, someone who released him, if they were to constantly, never ceasing, cast sending at him just night and day, calling him everything up under the sun, and like pissing him off to an extreme point, he would eventually probably try to find that person, punch them in the face, and then get sent back to his prison, right?
Tortuga, give me an intelligence save.
Oh.
Fantastic. The robed figure reaches out a hand, again, almost quicker than your eye can perceive, and he just taps you on the forehead. And you are suddenly racked with pain. And it sounds almost like the voice. It sounds like thousands upon thousands of voices just screaming at you at once. And it's very quick. It only lasts for about a second. But you take about 50 points of damage from this. And the robed figure says, "That's called psychic feedback. And if you cast sending at him over and over, what I did is like a fraction of what you'll feel."
Let's
find-
not do that, y'all.
I find in-person lessons really drive the point home.
We'll call that Plan B.
Sure, about that. Yeah, sounds good. In any case, I don't recommend it. Zone of Truth is still up, so you know for a fact he doesn't recommend it. But yeah, I mean there's an alternate, like I said, that I think I can offer. Yeah, there's a lot of services I've offered, a lot of different places I've worked in all my life, and a lot of different connections I've made. And there's one thing I happen to know about this magpie situation that I don't think anybody else actually knows about.
And
You might be thinking to yourself what that might be.
Yes.
And I'll tell you. You see,
Yes.
a library needs more than just a librarian and someone working there in order to to function. A library has a lot of different people that work there. Actually, one of the big things in the library is the archivist. You see, they're responsible for making sure that all the items and the relics and the things the library stores, the collections, that they're kept well and that they're taken care of and that they don't escape from the library. And you see, I happen to know that also those archivists, they tend to have a lot of ways of tracking things down that make their way out of the library that shouldn't be out of the library. And I also happen to know that these archivists, they tend to be of a very special kind of breed. They're almost like a law of the universe, something that exists because it has to exist. Then they're there to maintain the order of whatever they're put in charge of, and it just so happens that I might know of the library's archivist, and I could maybe get you in contact with them, and that be able to help you find where Magpie is. Now, if you do this, you should be ready to potentially face Magpie because the archivists are very blunt. If you ask them, where is this certain museum piece? You will find that piece. They will take you right there. But I mean, if you're not interested, then I can just, go back to my drinking and my eating. studying more about whatever happened outside there.
Well, I think we're interested. We just aren't ready yet.
I see, I see.
But you've been very helpful.
Oh, well, thank you.
I think you could actually earn a place in the next volume of Tekken stories, but you'd have to tell us your name to get the proper credit.
Yes, well. You see, with what I deal in, what I do, names aren't something that I like to give out. You see, names tend to have a lot of power behind them.
Oh, it doesn't have to be your true name, just a name for us to refer to you as.
Oh. You can call me Jim.
With a J?
With a K.
What?
What?
Jim with a K?
Jim with a K.
How does it even work?
You know, this is why don't people tell people my name. I tell them my name. They ask me, how is that? And I tell it to them. And then what do? They make fun of me. Here I am trying to help you. No, it's Jim with a J. The K is silent. You know, you may be wondering why I made myself an orphan, and it's part of that.
Well, if your parents gave you that name, I can see why, but
I get it now. With a K is your last name.
No. No. My last name is Fitzwillem. Why? Where would you even? The figure actually looks right to Gur, and there's actually a long pointed nose that pops out of the robe as he gets close to Gur and whispers very loudly, "Are they always like this?"
no, this is a good day.
Oh my word.
And you're
How?
like the 8th person to ask me that question. So
You, my friend, have the will and resolve of the most powerful being I've ever met. And I've met a lot of powerful beings.
well, thank you. That means a lot. That I haven't killed my traveling companions yet.
Have died. It's just a thought, just a thought. Don't dwell on it too much. Anywho, I'll I'll help you out. I'll help you out. You're not ready to meet with Magpie just yet. I just so I got Tekken's name, and that I love signatures. It's gonna go in my collection. It'll be fantastic. I need someone else that I haven't gotten a signature of to offer a little bit of themselves up, and that will make it so you can be put in contact with my contact, whatever you need.
What about just use Tekken, you know?
I can't do that. I have a signature. If anything happens to him, it becomes useless. He's only good while he's alive.
Yeah, most people are.
You'd be surprised. You should ask my parents.
So what sort of piece of Tortuga do you need?
A tiny, itty bitty, tiny little piece of their past.
I'll consider this if you can tell me more about this mark, the evil death thing left on my chest.
Oh, I'd have to study it a bit more. But if I had to guess,
I ripped my clothes off.
luckily you're a turtle, so at least it's not too weird, I guess. He says, that's a bit too much. I mean, if you showed me you didn't have to. He looks back to Gur. Are you sure you haven't tried to kill them? Yeah, never mind. That's a beacon. Story short, it marks you as the one
beacon?
who slayed something.
Oh, so it's like a good thing.
Put this in perspective. Let's pretend you wanted to make yourself an orphan. But everybody liked your parents. And then one day you did something and you made yourself an orphan, but the blood was left on your hands. Then everybody who loved your parents knew you were the one who did it. Would that be a good thing? Now let's take it a bit further and pretend that the blood on your hands smelled really bad and everyone within miles knew where you were and then came to find you.
Uh-oh.
It's kind of like that. And you were marked
Would
by...
you be able to get rid of that mark?
So you know like the mark that's on Tekken's hand that I said is an indelible mark upon his soul? And only I can remove it?
Yeah.
The only one who can remove it is the one who put it there.
But he's dead. I killed him.
That's... I could take it from you and then put it somewhere else.
Maybe onto Magpie?
Oh gosh, no. This has to be someone completely innocent in the world.
Completely innocent. So a baby?
Guy Fury Ball.
Can usually
Do it,
only
Guy
find
Fieri.
those in children, in certain Kenkus, just because of their upbringing.
Fury Ball?
Sometimes. Who is this Fieri Ball you speak of?
Oh, he's as innocent as the day is long. I mean, honestly, you don't get more innocent than him.
Why is your zone of truth blinking?
It does that from time to time. I've been meaning to look at it.
Actually, could you give me a save against your own zone of truth? Just for funsies.
What? Okay.
And not really just for funsies, because, I mean, technically you started your turn in there now, so.
Crap.
Just a charisma save.
Charisma saving.
Yeah, against a 17. You'll be fine. See? Good news. You know you're lying. But I'm gonna give myself a little insight check there.
Roll a 1.
Yeah, no, he knows you're bullshitting him.
Dang it.
Yeah, see,
Oh, I guess the mark stays on.
or we can kind of shift the mark. I can hide your mark within another mark. Careful there. If you made the sound slightly different, you would have summoned a hellhound.
A friendly one?
Yes! You know he's full of it. You could use it to your advantage, though. I mean, being a cleric of your stature? Yeah, we'll go with that. Stature. Certain beings are going to find their way to you, and you'll just be a hero for maybe possibly killing them.
Oh yeah, that sounds good. Let's
That
do
makes
that.
sense.
Yeah. And you know he's telling the truth because Zone of Truth. And as he says that, actually, your mark starts to glow a little bit. And the robe figure, his nose pointing out through the robe, actually kind of looks towards you, Tortuga, and he says, "Uh-oh." And you see suddenly the robe itself just falls to the ground with no body in it. And you hear a loud wail coming from the distance. Please give me an initiative roll.
Oh my. A giant well just like showed up.
Wail,
Like a whale, like a
W-A-I-L.
scream.
Yeah.
Oh.
Though I'm retconning the entire encounter now, and it's going to be a whale and a potted plant that just fell from the sky.
Tortuga shouts 42 as loud as he can.
That's how you do it.
So we have Tekken with an 11. And we have Gur with an 8. And then we have a Tortuga with a 3.
So while when we talk about this dude, I don't think I trust him, even though, Zone of Truth and all that.
I would agree. I also do not trust this character, even though he seems to be telling the truth about everything.
Reminds me of your owl friend that you keep talking about.
He kind of does, but not in a good way. Mr. Hootington is very nice and pleasant. This dude not so much.
Okay.
Yeah, the whole fascination with the necromancy, not a good look.
Okay. So there is a ripple kind of in the space in front of you, Tortuga, similar to, I think I've said this before, kind of, you've got a barbecue going or gas or something going, and you look in the air, you can kind of see that ripple of the gas in the air. And suddenly, you notice that there's the outline of something, and you can't quite, even though you're looking right at it, you can't quite place or make out what this creature is. But you think that you have seen them before. And before you have a chance to effectively be like, oh no, you hear whoosh whoosh.
No. Tortuga's gonna die again.
We're all gonna die.
Um,
I have like 30 health left.
uh-oh. Well, you take 27 damage. Yep, 27 damage.
Like I said, I have 5 hit points left.
Oh no. Let me make a quick thing here. Hold on a second. T for Tortuga. And then there is another whoosh whoosh. But this time, actually, oof. Well, that's not good. I mean, for me. You hear a whoosh whoosh and a thud. And it looks like the thing tries to attack, but instead kind of falls to the ground instead. It is now Tekken, it's your turn. There are two. You can't quite see what they are, but you can kind of tell where they are, the haziness. And also, you have blind sense, so you know exactly where they are.
Okie dokie. Time to get some payback or not. Oops, that's what the bleep larps. Oh, come on.
It hits.
Alright, spin the key point. Into unarmed strikes. Where's my others?
That one hits too. So far, that is 12
Oof,
damage.
that was almost a 1.
Oof.
Oh, 1 damage. Yeah, whatever.
18 damage. Nicely done. Let me pull up my calculator. Cool deal. Next up, we have Grr. Grr, it's your turn. Same
Do I
thing
have
you.
disadvantage or anything?
No, at the moment you can kind of tell where they are because they're close, and you still see a little bit of the haziness that's there. You do notice that the mark on Tortuga's chest is glowing very brightly. You also notice that Tortuga is still naked. Whether or not you want to impose disadvantage on yourself, trying to look away from it, that's up to you.
Oh my gosh.
Nice. That is plus an additional. Nice. So that's 18 damage. That hits.
Okay.
18 plus 14.
Do I get a sneak attack or no?
Yeah, I'll let you get a sneak attack on this this go round. Everyone's right around each other, so that counts. Nice.
Then my bonus action.
That definitely hits.
Ooh. I clicked twice for damage.
Dang.
It's not working. Okay.
You can just tell me what it rolled. I trust you. Actually, I can check the log. works too.
Hopefully that
Game
works.
log. That's a 12, right?
Yeah. And that's my turn.
Nice. Okay. So, after you do this damage, you see that the haziness in one of the creatures actually starts to solidify a little bit more. The one that you did a lot of the damage to. But then, same thing, you hear a whoosh whoosh. Whoops. That's not what I wanted to do. Grr, you take 27 damage. And you realize that the wound that is on you seems very familiar to something from a barn that you were in not too long ago. And then Tekken,
No.
you hear a whoosh whoosh,
Oh no.
followed by dunk. Hold on a second. Got to add some stuff up here. Ooh, 52 damage. Hey, at least no disadvantage. Where is that? And it is now Tortuga. It is your turn. And right? Yes. And on your turn, Tortuga, the wound that is on you actually glows, and you take 7 more damage.
Tortuga down. Tortuga down.
That's not good. Grr! Grr. You see Tortuga suddenly fall down to the ground. And it's your turn.
Okay. I'm not sure what I can do here, but
I have a healing potion on my belt.
I guess I will attack.
That definitely hits. And in a big explosion of weird colors, one of the hazy figures suddenly is no longer there.
Yay, we killed one.
Oh, did I need to take like 7 damage on the start of my turn?
You did. Thanks for reminding me.
Digger.
Okay, I'm down to 33, but I still have more attacks to go. So
Yeah, you got this. That hits.
Now the sneak attack for that one.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Are you oh you can't surge, can you?
No, but I do have another attack.
Oh, perfect. That definitely hits.
And that's the end of my turn.
Let me add that damage up. I mean, I know how much damage you did. It was 41 damage. I'm just subtracting that from their current health. And refresh page to check HP. So one of them, well, the only one that's remaining, as far as you can tell, goes and makes another. I'm here. Back to here. Another slash. This time aiming for Tekken. There's a whoosh. And nothing happens. And then there's a follow-up towards Gur, which also misses. And then it's Tortuga's turn, who's going to have to give me a death saving throw.
Woo!
Which is a success. If you could just do that for me, Tortuga. Perfect. At the end of your turn, there is a whoosh right in front of Tekken's face,
Oh my.
and nothing happens. Wow. And now it is Tekken's turn.
Okay, I'm gonna use my wholeness of body to regain 45 hit points.
Good idea.
And then if the hooded person's still there, I'll be like, a little help here. Dangerous creatures are afoot, and I'm no good to you if I'm dead. Okay.
You just hear a voice that goes, I know there's bad things there. That's why I'm not.
Oh. Thanks for the encouragement.
This dude's just a real peach, isn't he?
Oh, he's fantastic.
Oh.
Yes, you may attack whoever you would like, Tekken.
Oh,
I mean, there's only one person there.
I
So.
thought that was my action if I do that.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
I'm going to say the smiley face on the back of your hand kind of flares after you essentially said, "What good are you?" to the hooded figure, and you feel like you can make an attack.
Oh, okay, cool. I don't know what I'm doing. Time to do some
That's okay.
unarmed
Neither do I.
Bleep blarps.
You just say
Oh, bleep blarps again. Oh wait, that's 17. Okay, jeez.
Yep, that one's good.
Okay, and that's my turn.
Okay. 9 damage. 9 damage. 9. I'm just looking for something real quick. see how well this works out. Okay, so after your smiley face glows and you feel like you can take an additional action, behind the little warpy thing, you see a robe come into being, and you see a bony hand extend outward, and almost as if it's forming the blade of Voltron.
What?
He has a shadowy blade in his hand, and then he also begins to sing. And as he sings, the blade itself seems to almost sharpen. Okay. So. Perfect. 32 plus 19. 51. 8. 59 damage. Okay. And then with very precise movements, the robed figure seems to dance around the weird little creature that's attacking you all and makes two very specific cuts with the shadowy blade of his. And the creature lets out a wail and then ceases to be. And the robed figure releases his hand and the blade seems to dissipate. And the figure stops singing. And he laughs and goes, "Hey, I haven't done anything like that in a long time." And you're out of combat now. And he sees that Tortuga is down. And he reaches down. And for a moment, it looks like he's about to cast Fireball. And he goes, "Ha, ha, ha, wrong hand moments or movements. Not that one." And places a hand upon places a hand upon your shell and heals you of 15 hit points. And then says, "So, you can expect that sort of thing to happen probably with more frequency as you get closer to, I don't know,
Oh no.
that symbol of yours there on your chest. Like I said, it's a beacon. It's going to be calling things out like that. They're going to find their way to you, and you're just going to have to deal with them. Life might be a bit more difficult, but that's what happens when you kill things without asking questions first."
I know this now.
Now, good, very good. But yes.
So you said you could cover it up for me, you nice gentleman.
Yes. He reaches into his his robe and he pulls out what looks to be almost like a Sharpie, and he just walks over to the symbol and he starts drawing on top of it and says, "There, doesn't it look better?" Just kidding. And he actually takes his hand out.
Jokes. That's great.
"I'll be here all night." And he places his hand onto your chest over the symbol. And you actually see the symbol appear on the back of his hand. When he removes his hand, though, the symbol is still on your chest. But he says, "I'll help you out a little bit here. Now we're linked. If things go awry and I tell that your life force has left the building, I'll show up. Maybe help. Least I could do for, the people who might help resolve this magpie situation. And if you all don't succeed, no skin off my back. I'm sure there'll be another adventuring group down the road."
I don't think we should tell Sax about
That's
this.
a
This
great
might be
way to look at
his plan A in any combat situation. It's just throw Tortuga in front of everything.
What, to sacrifice Tortuga to get some aid?
Yep.
I fear I may have created
Yeah,
a
let's
bad
not
situation
do that.
for you, Tortuga.
Well, he was already in a bad situation.
Oh, okay, at least it's not my fault. Yes, lastly, there was the help I was going to give you. Well, I suppose if none of you all want to give up a piece of your, your past, I could give you something else instead. If you want it, that is.
Sure. We want to explore all options.
Okay. I'll be right back. And with that, another robe falls to the floor. There's beginning to look like there's a lot of robes around the area now. I think we're looking at 3 now that are just sitting on the floor.
Well, he's obviously a Jedi.
Can I loot the robes?
You can.
Pick them up and see if there's anything in them.
The first one you pick up contains a chicken.
I put the chicken in my bag of holding.
You got 10 minutes, I think, before the chicken's dead. Oh.
Tortuga,
There's
why
also-
are you putting chickens in your bag of holding?
There's no air in there.
You never know when you might need a snack.
You say so.
He'll call it his squawk bag from now on. Very fashionable.
Can I take the out, hand it to the bartender, and say, "Hey, fry this up for me. I'm hungry."
Okay,
And
You're
very low help.
handing the bartender the chicken? Did I
The
just hear
whole
you?
chicken.
That's what he said.
Okay, just it cut out on my side for a second, so I just want to make sure. Yeah, you can totally hand the barkeep your chicken and say, "Make me a meal." Barkeep says, "You know what? Sure. Not the weirdest request I've had all day." And he goes back, and you start hearing him muttering to himself, and then you hear a loud "Bogok!" and then a crack, and then the sound of a cleaver hitting a cutting board.
Is it anybody now wondering what the weirdest request he's had today is?
No, I don't really wonder about those things.
Tortuga does.
Either.
What's that? Did you say me either?
I did.
So yeah. Are you looking at the other robes or just gonna leave them be?
Yeah, I'm gonna look at them just to see what's going on in here.
The second one, when you pilfer through it, has strangely a bowl that you value at about 1,000 gold.
Holy freaking crap, y'all! I've been wanting this.
Are you leaving the third robe alone?
And the third one?
The third one um, contains some needle and thread.
Okay. I'm just gonna leave that one.
And it's about this time that appearing behind you is the robed finger, robed figure. It's Jim with a K. And he says, "Hi!" And he looks and notices the robes have been disturbed. Uh-oh. Did you go looking through those?
Yes.
Yeah.
It'll
Yes, I
work
did.
itself out. Oh, okay. Where's my chicken?
Lunch.
I think you need to ask the barkeep about that.
Peggy? No! I've had Peggy for so long.
Try
Oh,
bringing her back now.
it won't be the same. She'll just be a shell of her former self. I'll have
Like
to go
your-
find
like
myself
your dad.
another wife. What?
What? Did he just say he was married to the
Nothing.
chicken?
Oh, I'm sorry. You must be confused. You must be thinking it's actually a chicken. No. You see, I took the soul of my dead wife and put it into the chicken.
Oh my gosh. I think you should give it back his chicken, Tortuga. That's just
You were
creepy.
married?
Not to a chicken. That would be weird.
That's the soul of his wife or his ex-dead wife or whatever. That's weird, man. I think you just give it back. That's like total bad juju, dude. Like, I don't think you want that chicken. I'm just saying.
I think it's too late.
Yeah, I'm just. Yeah, I think it's too late.
How is it too late?
And you look, and it
I
looks
mean, if
like he's like trying to force crying, but it's not really working out too well. He's just making weird sounds and muttering her name over and over again. I suppose it's okay.
Oh my gosh.
I think it was time
As
to
long
let
as
her
the-
go and move on.
Bowl of her ashes is undisturbed.
The bowl with about 1,000 gold worth of jewelry.
Yes, that one. Have you seen it?
I dropped it.
Peggy, I'm
I
sorry.
dropped it.
Oh my gosh.
It's gonna be so hard for me to find her all over again. Just to stuff her back in a chicken's body so she's tormented. I mean, no, not my wife.
Wow.
You know, I would suggest a different animal than a chicken.
What the F? Oh my gosh.
I've thought about this.
Right now she's one hot.
Oh, hamburger.
Yeah, you put her soul into a turtle. This way you can just flip it upside down. It can't go anywhere. It's very frustrated.
Oh my gosh.
Well, this chicken was kind of cursed to lay eggs bigger than itself every day on the hour.
Oh, that's harsh.
Ooh. Ooh.
It's more of a kiwi than a chicken, but okay.
Wait, kiwis lay eggs every day?
Their eggs are like massive compared to their body.
Oh. I didn't know that.
So is the kiwi not actually shaped like that? It's just because it has a giant egg in it? I guess she finally got what
And
she
they lay
wanted.
those the green insides.
What?
They lay the fuzzy eggs with the green insides.
Yeah, that kiwi
don't-
lays a kiwi. Yeah, exactly. That's how it works.
Oh.
Well, I guess. Ouch.
Yeah, it's disturbing.
Oh my gosh.
I have so many questions.
That is, yeah.
That's also disturbing. And now I want a kiwi. The fruit, not the bird. Well, I guess I got you what I was looking for. At least, Peggy moved on. Finally, I guess she. Meh. Anyway, here's what I was getting you. And he reaches into his robe and he pulls out a pig. And he hands the pig to Tortuga.
Bad idea.
Can you
And he
please
sa-
explain before this becomes
Hey,
sausage?
That pig, whose name is Jim with an L, don't get them confused. Jim with an L. This pig, and he turns the pig to show you it's got a mark on its side, which looks almost like a tattooed library card. Says this pig will let you contact the archivist when you need, but do not let it get hurt, damaged, killed until you intend to speak to the archivist. You see, a long time ago, about 10 minutes ago, technically, as far as you all are concerned, but works strangely. Timey-wimey things some doctor told me a long time ago. The pig, as long as it lives, the archivist isn't going to realize it's gone. But the moment it's dead, it'll realize it's gone from the collection, and it will show up. What I'm getting at here is you're going to have to take out the poor little pig. I mean, you could use it maybe for bacon later on, but it's not a normal kind of pig. So I don't know if you'd want to be eating bacon made from that pig. But that's up to y'all. Once you get rid of the piggy, little piggy, look at his little Jim face with an L, the archivist will show up, and then the archivist can help you. Again, though, I highly recommend making sure you are absolutely ready to meet with the archivist, because they very to the point. Yes. Not a better
we're
way for me to put
certainly
that.
not in any shape to meet them right now. We need to go upstairs and sleep some of this off.
That's
Yes, please.
probably a good idea. Make sure to take Jim with you. Don't let him out of your sight, and don't put him in that bag. Or do, it'll be funny. I mean, do whatever you want.
So we can't just like leave the pig with somebody else for safekeeping. We have to keep it with us.
Of course.
Oh crap.
If you leave it with somebody else, you won't have access to it when you need it. And it's a very, very wily pig. It'll probably escape unless kept with adventurers such as yourselves.
I have a bad feeling about this. I'm gonna be on record for that.
I'm gonna teleport the pig to town.
Don't do
What are you doing?
You just said it had
You
to
say
stay
can-
with us.
You say you want to teleport the pig to Helm?
Oh wait, never mind. I don't have a spell slot for that.
I mean, you're about to sleep, so you will. Alright. You gonna all go take a long rest?
Yes.
Okay. Jim with the K says, well, I'll be here for a little bit. Go get your rest. I'm gonna continue eating. Bacon sounds good right about now. Maybe with a side of chicken nuggies.
I
My
hear
mom always
the
used to
chicken's
make me
very-
chicken nuggets. Yeah, fresh. Peggy. Well, you all go do your thing, and I'll be here for when you're back. And with that, another robe just kind of falls to the ground, and he's nowhere to be seen.
I want to pick up the robe and look at it.
Inside the robe is 50 gold. But upon closer inspection of the gold looks to have pieces of, not pieces, but looks to have the image of the robe etched onto it. So it looks like gold pieces, but the gold pieces have the robe as the image on the gold.
Okay.
Weird, but it's still gold. I put it in the pocket.
You all go upstairs and take a long rest. Same thing. Make sure you all do it on the character sheets as well, because otherwise things may get a little weird. I can't remember if doing a long rest with the bot actually updates the character sheet or not. I think it does.
Put it on both just to make sure.
Don't remember off the top of my head. Sugar arrested, Tekken arrested, Gur arrested.
Is it okay if we stop for the night?
Yeah, I was actually going to check in with y'all since we just did a long rest. That was fun. I like that. I figured having a quirky interaction instead of just combat, especially given